Hello students, welcome to the online session for the subject of industrial safety. This subject of industrial safety is mainly for the students of civil engineering, particularly structural engineering, and for the student of mechanical engineering. Here we are going to discuss the each and every topic regarding the industrial safety. Whatever the topics that are given in the G2 syllabus of the subject of industrial safety will be discussed in this virtual session. We will be having a brief discussion on each and every topic. We will be discussing the practical application of this subject of industrial safety in our session also. So let's start with our session. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Hello students. So let's continue with the chapter of periodic and preventive measures. So let's further discuss what we are going to have a discussion in this session. So first of all, let's see the outline. The outline of this session is common troubles and the remedies of the electric motor. So basically we are going to list down all the common troubles that are acting in an electric motor, and we are also going to discuss the remedies related to this electric motor. At the same time, we are also going to discuss the repair complexities and its uses. So what is repair complexities and what is its use will be discussed in this session. So let's start with our first topic, that is the common trouble in an electric motor. So here we have listed all the common troubles that are acting in an electric motor. They are basically the collection of the dust, the leakage of the oil, effect of the humid atmosphere, effect of the friction, misalignment, vibration, overload and underload. So these are the list of common troubles that used to occur in electric motor. So let's have a brief discussion on each and every common trouble. So first, the animation, the video, see behind me, what you see? You see the dust particles. The dust particles are being seen behind me. So basically, a dust particle is highly responsible for the damage of the electrical motor. So let's have a discussion on this. Basically, the dust, dirt and the pulverized materials that are being prepared or that is being found because of the manufacturing process of something, or you can say that by the daily working of the machine, will be entered into the machine. As a result of this, it will settle down in the motor, and because of this, an obstruction is created. The obstruction in the working is created, and obstruction in the cooling process is also being created because of the presence of the dust, dirt particles. And ultimately, the thing that will be happening because of this dirt and dust particles will be the abrasion. Abrasion is highly caused because of the dust and the dust particles. And as a result of this, the design life of the electric motor will get reduced, and there is a chances of the early replacement or early repair of the electric motor. So this is how the dust particles that is present in the environment do affect the machine. So moving towards the next type of trouble, that is the thing you see behind me, that is the leakage of the oil. In a machine, we are providing the oil for the lubrication, and if that oil that is being provided for the lubrication, if it is being leaked out or it is leaking out, then it is not a good thing for a machine or any electric kind of a motor. So this is required to be prevented. So inside a ball bearing, if the lubrication is there, then it is very helpful to the machine or the ball bearing. But if it is found outside the machine or the outside of the bearing or ball bearing, then it is like a poison. It is very much dangerous to the electric motor. The thing that can happen because of this leakage of the oil will be burnout and the breakdown. The burning of the machine can take place, some kind of fire can take place, and at the same time the breakdown of the machine will also can occur, and because of this the working of the machine or the electric motor can be stopped because of the leakage. These are all the things that can happen because of the leakage of the oil from the machine. So basically, in order to prevent such kind of leakage, or we can say that if in order to prevent such kind of fire, it is necessary to use a solvent. Solvent is required to be applied so that fire will not take place. And regular checking of the machine is required to be taken, so that wherever the leakage is being found, at that time only it is required to be sealed. And this is how we can prevent the consequences of the oil leakage. So this is also a problem. Moving towards the next type of problem, electric motor. The video see behind me is humidity. If the environment that is being surrounding the electric motor or the machine is humid, then it is very much dangerous for the machine. Let's see how it is being dangerous. So further discussing, mainly when the moisture is being found in the surrounding of the machine, and if it is found in the way, highly dangerous. It is necessary, or we can say that some steps are required to be taken, that wherever the liquid or the water is being found, it should be in a liquid state. If it is being found in a gaseous state or a vapor state, then it is highly dangerous to the machine. It is necessary to keep the machine free from the moisture, because it will soak and soften the insulation, and that is why we need to avoid occurrence of the moisture into the electric motor. We should try that the temperature in the electric motor or the machine should be below the boiling point, because below the boiling point, the moisture or the water that is being found in the electric motor will not be in a gaseous form. So it is necessary to take some steps so that the water present in the machine or the electric motor should be below the boiling temperature. Next type of problem is the friction. We all know that in the industries, machine used to work, and regular movement of the machine parts used to take place. They will come in contact with each other, and because of coming in contact with each other, the friction will be developed. But in order to make this process smooth, we are applying the lubrication. We are applying the oil, or we can say that we are applying the grease, so that the movement will be a smooth way and the friction will be lesser. But a problem used to occur then also. Though we are provided sufficient lubrication, then also the problem can occur. In which way? Let's discuss. Here in lubrication oil, we can find the grits, the small particles are being found. And as a result of this particles that are found in the lubrication oil, the damage can be caused and the friction can be increased. Secondly, if we are using the old oil, or we can say that if we are using the used oil, then this can also increase the friction, and as a result of this, problem can occur in the electric motor. If we are providing the insufficient lubrication, then lack of lubrication oil will be occur, and as a result of this, the damage in the electric motor can take place. By doing this, or you can say that by occurrence of such kind of activities, the layer of the oil that is being found surrounding the machine parts will get break down. If the machine oil layer is if the machine oil layer is being break down, then there will be no layer of lubrication oil on the machine parts, and as a result of this, problem can occur. So it is necessary to check the oil regularly. The inspection of the oil should be done regularly as per the instruction of the manufacturer. Whatever the time that is required, or we can say that whatever the cycle that is being given in the manufacturer of that machine should be done accordingly. At the regular period of time that is being guided by the manufacturer, at that time the oil in the machine should be checked, and regularly inspection is required to be done. the ring of the lubrication oil should be open. We should see the ring and the oil that is being found on that oil, on that ring. By this, we can get to know what is the condition of the oil, how its properties is being there. Whether its properties has got worsened or not, it can be seen while observing that ring that is being dipped into the machine. So this is how the regular checking is required to be done. And if it is found improper, then it is necessary that such kind of oil is required to be replaced by the new one. And in this way, we can prevent the occurrence of the problem into the electric motor. Now, means the thing that is required to be taken into consideration will be one, that is the optimum quantity. We should not apply more quantity of the lubrication to the machine, because if we are applying more, then there is a chance of the occurrence of the fire. So the quantity of the lubrication should be optimum. Excess amount will cause heat. So that point is required to be taken into the consideration. While working with some conveyor, or we can say that while working with some belt or conveyor belt, then excess tensions should never be occurred on the belt. And proper alignment should be maintained, because improper or misalignment, that is the next topic. Yes. So whatever the improper alignment is being found, it should be rectified at an early age only. Otherwise, heating can be caused, burning out can be caused, and ultimate failure of the machine can take place. And there is a chance of the occurrence of the major accident. So such kind of thing is required to be taken care. Moving towards the next problem, the video see behind me, that is nothing but a conveyor belt. One end is connected to the motor and another end is connected to the wheel. So this is how the proper belt is being aligned over both these couplings, and as a result of this, it will move and it will work properly. So we can say that this belt is properly aligned. But if this belt is not properly aligned, then problem can occur. How? Let's discuss first. So basically, a large damage can occur because of the misalignment. If the belt or the machine parts are not found in a proper manner or the desired manner, then misalignment can take place. And this mainly used to take place in the drive or the driven machine. Means whatever the driven machine or drive machine is there, such kind of problem is occurring. So yes, these are those conditions where the misalignment can take place. So mainly the causes of this misalignment is the settlement of the foundation. If the foundation is being found settled, then the misalignment can take place. Due to heavy floor loading also, the misalignment can take place. Excessive wear can cause the misalignment. And the signals through which we can get to know that the misalignment has occurred is nothing but the heating and the vibration. Whenever the misalignment is being taking place, at that time the heating will take place and the vibration of that machine or that conveyor belt will be increased. And from that, we can identify that some misalignment has taken place and it is required to be rectified at an early age only. So, proper positioning of the parts should be done, and as a result of this, the misalignment can be rectified. Such kind of machine can be repaired. Ultimately, the efficiency will be maintained, and the condition of working will be also proper. Some examples of the misalignment are taking place in the broken shafts, burning out, and overload failure. So in that condition, the misalignment is being taking place. Moving towards the next problem, that is the vibration. So in the previous slide, we have seen that the misalignment can cause the vibration also. But though if the alignment is being proper, but then also the vibration can also take place. So the reason are careless services. So if the services are not being done properly, then also the vibration can take place. Then bolts, if the bolts are being loosened out, then also the vibration used to take place because the joint will get loosened out, and joints are the critical parts. So whenever the joints are being loosened out, at that time the vibration will also increase. Misbalancing of the motor. If the balance of the motor is not proper, then also the vibration will take place. And the side effects of this vibration is the loosening of the bolts. Then extra vibration can also take place and more wear can also occur. So ultimately the occupants will have to pay for it. Or we can say that the quality of the output will has to pay for it. Means the form of a poor quality output will be obtained in such kind of vibrating machine. So it is necessary that the vibration is required to be rectified at an early age only. Some packings are required to be placed at the point or location where the vibration is being taking place. And by doing so, the vibration is required to be reduced, and ultimately the quality and the efficiency of the machine is required to be maintained. So this was the vibration. Now next is the overload. Overload, basically whenever we buy some machine or equipment, then it has some capacity. Capacity will be regarding the load taking. The manufacturer has listed the maximum load it can take. Means that load will be some point below the maximum load, so that the machine will not get breakdown and ultimately the working will be continued. But while working with that machine or while dealing with that machine, if the load exceed that point load that is being given by the manufacturer, then at that time the chances of the occurrence of the overload is being taking place. The load suggested by the manufacturer will be termed as the breaking load, and that will be below the maximum load that it can take. But whenever the actual load that is acting on the machine exceeds that breaking load, then we can say that the machine is being in an overload condition. And this will never be intentional. This will be an unintentional, because while process is going on, if someone is not being taking care of it machine, then the load will be exceed, and ultimately the overloading on the machine will take place. Mainly the causes of the overload is an error in the application. If the application, some error is being found, then the overload can be caused. Obstruction in the drive, if some obstruction is being found, or we can say that if some friction is being found, then the overload can also take place. Excessive friction can also cause the overload on the machine. And if actually the overload is being there on the machine, then definitely the problem is going to take place, and it is necessary that some machine or some equipment which can show that the overloading has been taken place, and as a result of this the machine will get overloaded. So in order to rectify such kind of overloading on the machine, a heating machine is required to be taken into consideration. A heating machine should be added to the machine so that it can identify the load in the form of a heat, and it will signal as a red mark on the machine, and by seeing that or by observing that machine, we can get to know that now the machine is getting overloaded. It is necessary to reduce the load, otherwise a major accident can occur and a failure can also take place. So this is how the overloading is being affecting the electric motor. Now moving towards the next problem, that is the underload. So in an AC current there is a real power and the wattless power. So whenever in an AC current, when there is a reduction in the real power and there is an increase in the wattless power, then we can say that the underloading of the machine has taken place. So further discussing this underload, the disadvantage of this underload will be a voltage drop. Voltage drop can also take place because of this underload. A higher loss of energy can also take place. Lesser torque will be developed. High energy cost is there, and overheating of the motor will be found. These are the disadvantages of the underload. So moving towards the next topic, that is the repair complexity. The name only suggests that the complex means how the arrangement, that is how the arrangement of the machine is being done. So if a machine is being found with more mechanical gear, more hydraulic and pneumatic gear and different types of transmission, then such kind of machine is termed as a complex. The design of such kind of machine will be a complex design. We also have the simple design machine, we also have the complex design machine. So it is necessary that we need to compare the complex design of a machine with the simple design of a machine. And each machine parts of a complex machine is designed by a relative index. That is called the repair complexity of the machine. So that is the repair complexity of the machine. Further discussing, the repair complexity is nothing but a comparison of the complex design of a machine to the simple design of a machine. More the repair index of the machine will be, the more time it will take to get repaired, and vice versa. So the repair complexity index do affect the machine, do affect the repair of the machine. Further discussing the uses of the repair complexity. So mainly this repair complexity is being used to decide the repairing time of the repairing cycle. We can get to know the number of staff that is required for its maintenance, means for a maintenance of a machine. With the help of this complexity, we can quantify the material that is required for the replacement of the machine. Whatever the damage has been found, how much quantity of the machine that is being required will be obtained from this complexity index. We can ascertain the efficiency of the maintenance department. We can decide the breakdown percentage of the machine. Further discussing, we can decide the facilities that is being required by the repairing or the maintenance department. We can estimate the maintenance of each and every machine. We can fix a method for the maintenance, and this is how the maintenance is helpful. So here we are ending the session. So thank you for attending the session. So here we are ending our session. Hope you have liked the session. We have discussed each and every topic in brief and also in detail. We have discussed each and every topic's practical application also. So thank you for attending the session. And if you have any kind of a doubt, if you have any kind of a query, then you can send me your doubts and queries in mail. My mail is in my YouTube channel. Do check into my YouTube channel, like it, share it, and again thank you for attending this session. See you in the next session. Thank you.